Okay, guys, so today is Monday, and I got to start this live because there was some confusion. I don't, there was some kind of technical handicapness I had. तब भाई कुल मिला के यार स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट नहीं हो रही थी and getting little weird. Okay, this is 9:30 opening price. What we did is, as usual, so it's pretty simple, guys. At 9:30 opening, market pushed higher, take out these relative equal highs, okay, but just with the wicks. If you can see, the bodies of the candle stayed below there. So this is the 9:30 opening. So that is the 9:30 opening price. So at 9:30, picked it up, took out relative equal highs on the basis of wicking. So buy side liquidity first and then reverted. Okay, then it took the pre-market sell side, then started to higher to clear this unfinished right about that is done. But the way it did the high resistance back and forth. Okay, now it should higher. But now I am not interested in taking any trades because what I wanted to do I could not. So now I'm not going to chase it because there is no point in chasing. Okay, there is no point in chasing all this price moves. Okay, so currently we are inside the 950 1010 macro. At 950, that's the 9 of the 1010. So this is a 20-minute interval, and this was the first presented fair value gap. Sorry, this is not first presented fair value gap. Yes, right there. But there it was not respecting the first presented fair value gap. At that, broke on the upside, came down, again came down once again. About these sell stops right there, then started to move higher inside the macro. For that, bodies of the candle staying above the front of this first present fair value gap. Here also we have a buy side imbalance at fair value gap. It bumped right inside it, but bodies is staying outside of that. Happening with the S&P. Let's see how that buy side is up with the US 30. also trying to take out the right. So I'm not in a rush to push the button because I know this is a high resistance condition. These conditions I have fucked up myself so many times, so I don't want to be into it. You can go without me. Oh, okay. Now if it's to move lower, it can. Would be very interesting to see if it would and take out the sell side after such a huge gap. No, it usually tends to move in the direction of the gap. Let's see. Because now retail is trying to chase this breakout, or they might think that this is the support now. They're thinking resistance got broken, support, down close candles supporting the So in this environment, no trading. It's not just about pushing the buttons, okay? It's not that. Okay? That sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency hold the price. Which man? Sell side imbalance inefficiency. Think about. Please tell me that is still that sell side imbalance. But the way it is moving, I told you guys, no, the price behavior is the delivery of price is in a very high resistance way. They are not letting it move in a smooth way because first of all, this is a FOMC week. This week we have FOMC. Stay, I guess. Look at that. The sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, ordered the price and sell. So now I'm looking for lower prices. And take out the lows from the morning session. See, let's see if we can break this first presented value gap. It is taking the support from exact. A very important and crucial candle. So let's see. If it wants to do it, it should do it just right now within this candle. Otherwise, again, it will gonna get very lackluster. I want it to just pump it lower if it wants to break this first presented fair value. Go and break it. But break the midpoint of that. But that it will break the midpoint of that. Start to move lower. Yes, just like that. Take out the. Now I wanted to take out the sell side and move below the 930. That is not happening, I think. So the bodies of the candle should break the midpoint of the gap. Okay, no, they don't want to do. They did not. Okay, this is what high resistance is. This is what high resistance is. But they did not. Look at that. They are still holding the first presented fair value gap. Let them break it on the downside, guys. Now it has taken the midpoint of that gap. Just back and wait for 10:30 and 11:50. Sorry, 10:50. Let's look at that how they will be inside the 52. It is not always about pushing Yes, they are moving lower. Yes, they are, but they are moving back and forth. I don't all like this. So they did not read this first presentation and said. And tell me the NASDAQ, how was the experience, guys? Smooth? I think so. This, this, this really like it's yes, they are completely taking they picked it out through, but they and that's it. Guys is not support from the of the first presented fair value gap. Look at that, bodies of the candle is staying right of the high of that first presented gap, which as I told you earlier, it wicked through it, but bodies of the candle stayed inside. And when I was trading this quick scalp on the downside, I told you it needs to break below first presentation gap. It did not. It's the reaction. That is the reaction, and it did not broke the first presentation today. Look at that. How tailors or short sellers are butchered up plus X stack. NASDAQ trying to take out the high, but 30 and EX did not want to do that. And let's check US 1000. Well, okay, so currently sorry, dollar index is consolidating. Sleepy today. So the NASDAQ is the leader today, up aggressive, pushing buttons in such conditions is pretty difficult, and we should not try to catch the moves inside these conditions, because these are the very conditions where I have blown out, I have fucked up, and I have no shame in admitting. I think real traders don't shame in that wherever they have reached, they have done all this because of the fuck ups only. But the point is, you should not overdo your mistakes again and again. Okay, so price is coming inside that buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Should stay above the midpoint of this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Let me mark that. It's right there. That's the buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So price should stay inside and above the midpoint of this gap, which is the buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Okay, so now we are going to see, they are going to tag the buy stops which are resting above here, and then inside the 1050 to 1110 macro, if it has the potential. But that, as I told you guys, it is coming down inside the buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, then it's going to take out the people who have shorted it. So I took a small scalp here, my personal account, and I just got out at break even. Made nothing. That is fine. So I'm not interested in pushing buttons. Initially, I wanted to take a long, but I could not. Then I took a small shot and it got me out at break even. And guys, yes, we are at the all-time highs. Okay, so it is very important to understand that you can't just always take shots when market is trying to break the all-time highs. We're gonna move higher and higher, and nobody knows. Okay, literally nobody knows. Nobody knows when they are going to turn it down. So now the buy side from the morning session, from the AM session, at the first hour of trading has been taken out. Okay, so this is, this looks like kind of SMT divergence. Okay, a lot of people are trying to buy it also. So let's see if take this gap. I'm looking down inside the macro R or in the PM session, but today I will not trade anymore. So tomorrow we have a high more high impact news, then day after tomorrow. And this is the reason when we have no higher medium impact news driver, market tends to create this kind of. And also we have moved a lot from Sunday 9:30. We have opened around 200 points, 200 handles. Yeah. So whenever such kind of gap, market tends to move in the direction of the gap. I told you in the starting of the stream. Yes, I shorted it. That was just a scalp. But I told you this. You can rewind the stream and check. Whenever market opens like significantly gap higher or lower. So in that day, retail trader think that okay, that's enough. Market should, they think that gap as the exhaustion gap. Okay, they call it exhaustion gap. Like market has no strength now to move higher. It is in a exhausted mode. That is not the case. Look at that. After such a gap up, still continue to rise higher. So I was mentioning it few minutes back that market tends to move in the direction of the range gap. So what is opening range gap? Opening range gap is nothing. If you are trading the CFDs, you just have to take out the 4:14 p.m. price on the 1 minute candle. Market down from yesterday and today's 9:30 opening. The gap between those prices, those price point, that is what the opening range gap is. excuse me. Okay. But that prices are still push higher. Once again, they are trying to NASDAQ being the leader. Looking for inversion fair value gap inside the 1050 to if they want to reverse and take out people for long, they want to take them out inside the 10 macro, inside that 20-minute. Second, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Really, I'm very sleepy today, guys. Okay, after 10:50 to 11:10 macro, I would like to close the stream, I would say. Because I don't like today's price action much. Okay, guys. कतई कतई खराब प्राइस एक्शन, कई बैक एंड फोर्थ और मजा ना आने लायक. me. Okay, so it is pushing higher slowly and steadily while now is trying to. Let's see what we have got inside the 1050 10. Still we have 5 minutes. See, mark will keep soon. Plug. Now it's look like they are. So we are trying to see ahead of 1050 to 1110. So it's better not to chase the price. Okay, that's what I've learned in so many years. And okay, so dollar index is holding the prices. That is the effect we are going to see on the NASDAQ inside the 850, sorry, 1050 to 1110 macro. At that they are still holding this expansion top. Now this is time to Okay, but that they came inside this buy side imbalance, sell side bodies of the candle staying above the midpoint of that gap. Hmm. Okay guys, so now currently we're inside the 1050 and 1110 macro. Let's see if this gap holds. If this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency holds the price, okay? If it holds this, then it can move higher. But if it takes this inside the 1050, it can come down and take out some sell side. Now, yes, they are trying to break it. Let them completely break it. Okay, they are inside that. I want this, okay? If you can see this gap right here act as the inversion. This gap to act as the value gap. Yeah. Now, if it wants to move lower, okay, guys, if it wants to move lower, it should stay below that. Prices should stay below the midpoint of that conversion fair value gap. Break it lower, send it inside this. Like wicks are allowed to do the damage with bodies of the candle. This candle should close below this midpoint of this. That is what I'm looking for. Wicks are allowed to do the damage. But look at that, bodies of the candle staying below it. Okay, that is I was looking for. Bodies of the candle stay below that gap. Now it should send it low. And thought little bad fell. Not that bad, but the way it is moving now. Okay, but still we are inside the 1050 macro. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. It needs to bump below the low and send below the midpoint of this buy side and sell side. Break this low, break this low, and send it below the buy side imbalance. but the day today is not very lackluster, and bodies of the candle. So on 5 minutes, let me check 5 minutes. Okay, so we have this sell side imbalance, buy side in 5 minutes. Tries to get inside this below this way. Let's check the three. Okay, so we're inside this. In a stepping way, it's higher, guys. Step. 5 minute. 5 minute fair value gap. The sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency is sending the prices lower, but I need it to break it on the downside, bro. I don't want this gap to get reclaimed again. Not what I want. 5 minute balance left. 5 minute candle to close. Still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Just want to go that low. Right, that 5 minute buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Let's see. That is possible. When close it. So now we have this relative equal lows. Okay, and this was the breakout for retailers, so now it should just over, guys. This is not what I was for. I wanted to stay inside it only. Moved higher inside the 5 minute sell side imbalance by side, and now trying to move lower. That, and currently boom. Okay, now we are inside the buy side imbalance, sell side inefficient midpoint. Now it should break it fast. Okay, it should not spend more time inside the, it should break fast, and these relative equal lows has been taken out. It's to break the midpoint of that buy side imbalance, sell side, and not. Did not. That is fine. Once again, okay, not break the midpoint of this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficient. Right now we are inside the 1050 to 1110 macro, and now it can just higher. Take out the highs at 25,743. And actually, yes, this gap right here now, the sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency got disrespected inside the macro. Have taken out the sell side lows. Now that that is the price to higher. Mark this pick and let's see how it is behaving. Okay, it's going for this right there. That is moving higher. Take that out. NASDAQ लीडर है भाई, लीडर अभी तो। US 30 or SPX is not trying to up like that. Look at that gap. Settled gate and we opened 25.7. It's almost 400. 400. That what's that? Not our object. I have not taken this trade, guys. But I told you they might use the inversion and send the price lower inside the 1050. And they did it, but not much. Because when market opens gap, like such huge gaps, tends to move in the direction of the gap. I'm saying this throughout the stream. Don't believe what I'm saying. Go into your charts and backtest it. You'll get to know what I'm saying. Whenever you see market open 100, 120 handles, okay, more than 100 handles any day, more likely they will gonna move in the direction of the gap. But today someone told me that one of my relatives, okay, one of my relatives, because I know this stream is getting really boring and all, talk that much. Let me tell you a short story. What happened? I got to know of my relative. I think it not be that bad to say that all relatives are all people. First of all, okay, and especially when तुम ऐसा लाइफ में कुछ करना चाहते हो, आगे बढ़ना चाहते हो, you want to do something of your own, then the people in your family, those who think that they think that they are the coolest, and they have a problem with minding their own business. They can't mind their own business, and they want to come into your business and gonna tell you in a very absurd way. It is fine, bro. It's fine. I know trading is not for everyone. This, that. People can't make money trading. अबे तुम भूतनी वाले. You are selling your time. You are selling your time, which will never gonna come back for X amount of money. And you are telling me, can't. I don't want to get into all this, but sometimes I feel like I should just call them and say fuck you on their face, because they are losers, okay? They are fucking losers. They don't respect your time and attention. Don't worry about them. Fuck them. Literally, fuck them. They are not going to pay your bills, right? You have to earn that by yourself. Why you want take their opinion and demoralize yourself? Why you want to do? They can't mind their own business and they will gonna come and tell you, me, oh, you don't know me. I'm gonna fuck you over again and again. Just waiting for the right time. I know बहन के लौड़े देखते होंगे. Sorry for the abusive language, but it's my life now. And this is my YouTube channel. I have no issues cussing. If you have that, don't watch my live streams. I'm not here for you, I'm here for myself. And I will fucking gonna make it. Okay, I fucking gonna make it. This is a high probability fair value gap which has formed. Just right now, the 1110 candle fair value gap which has formed right here. Okay, high probability. So same way, slowly, steadily came down, not by much. Came down, took out few sell stops, relative equal lows taken out, and then now we are completely going to take out the high at 743.7. Ding, ding. Okay, these two hair strands. Okay, guys, so we have taken out the high. Look at that. Look at that. But now I'm done for the day. No more pushing, no more nothing. Find that price. 25,669.3. There we moved up another almost 100 points, 70 points. But that S&P could not